Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Shermaine, aka Terramageddon, coming at y'all with some more Titanfall. And in this video, I'm going to talk about an article that was recently published. There was an interview with Abbie Heppie, who is a community manager for Respawn Entertainment. Now, naturally, in these articles, and really any article about Titanfall 2, there's not going to be a whole lot of content in them. There's not a whole lot of substance in them because the game is in its early stages of development. But that doesn't mean there's nothing to take away from these articles. There's always something to take away from these articles, which is what I'm always going to bring to you guys. And if there's ever an article that I might have glossed over, I didn't see it, bring it to my attention, please, because as a Titanfall fan, I want to read it and I want to give my impressions and what I'm feeling from the words straight from the mouth of the developers. So yes. And this is a very weird game because I felt like I got like 30 pilot kills when I only got 5, but I was still number 1 on my team. It's kind of funny and weird. I probably should have died there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and read it right now. Titanfall sequel will build on the foundation that the first game laid and could add things like a traditional campaign and more weapons, according to an interview with Abbie Heppie, developer Respawn Entertainment's community manager. When the EXL podcast's Bella Rise asked Heppie about a campaign and greater weapon variety in Titanfall sequel, Heppie declined to be specific, which is obviously to be expected, right? Nor did she rule out either possibility, saying that Respawn knows what the fans want and that its developers have ideas too. This is a direct quote from Heppie. When you work on a game for so long, there's always a lot of things we, especially everyone here internally, has all different sorts of things they want to do, Heppie said. We've definitely heard the feedback. Obviously, I can't comment on what we're doing in the next game, but the really nice thing about working on a sequel is that we've established the core of what Titanfall is. Agreed in full. We have assets, we have an engine, we have all these things that we've laid the foundation for the first game. Now we can really build off of it in the second. So I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that people are going to be excited about. Reports of a Titanfall sequel have long circulated. In March 2014, sources told Polygon that the game would not be a Microsoft console exclusive. By June, another report said that Titanfall 2 was in the planning stages. In February 2015, an executive at publisher Electronic Arts said that a sequel is probably in the works and that it wouldn't be an exclusive. Respawn CEO Vince Zampella said last month that the studio is working on a sequel which would be multi-platform. So, here's some things to take away. Number 1, we know what the fans want. So let's go ahead and recall the biggest complaints in Titanfall from the FPS community, not the Titanfall community. Number 1, more Titans. There wasn't enough in the game. Number 2, more weapons. Number 3, more game modes. Number 4, more perks. Number 5, a campaign. Those 5. If they know what the fans want, I would probably say 2 to 3 out of those 5 will be nailed. Absolutely, without a doubt. They will be hit on the head. They will be destroyed. Respawn will do it big, do them right. The other 2 or 3, I'm going to give them a bit of a cushion. I'm going to have a little bit of faith. I'm going to say 3 out of those 5 will be demolished. They'll hit it right on the head. The other 2 will still be good, but the general FPS community will continue to complain about them, that they're not good enough. So 3 out of those 5 should be shredded. Those would be new Titans, more weapons. Actually, I would hold on. I would say the weapons are probably going to be in the category, the not as good. I don't think there's going to be a huge variety of weapons, which to me that doesn't make a shit. They're really, the more weapons you have, the more meaningless they become, in my opinion. But I think the Titans, the abilities, there will be a lot of abilities for Titans and for pilots as well, and the campaign they will probably shred. I'm really hoping that they do a single player campaign because they are capable of making great ones. I would say those 3 are going to be shredded. They are going to be awesome. The other 2, not so much. So we know what the fans want. That remains to be seen. And we will find that out when they do release a beta, because I know they will, because it was such a good decision by them to do a beta. So that's number 1 to take away. Number 2, it's not super important, but it's something that I really liked when she said we established the core of what Titanfall is, because they have great gameplay. Great balanced gameplay that took two genres and blended them pretty much perfectly. There's not a whole lot to take away from that, but I really like to see that because I agree in full. The next thing that I want to talk about is the quote, "We have an engine." We have an engine. I tweeted her, and of course she was going to respond with something that, like, you know, that obviously that she wasn't going to answer. But I tweeted her, I said, "In your interview, you said you had an engine. Does that mean y'all have a new engine, or you're still going to use a modified source engine?" She said, I was pretty silly for me to ask, but I wanted to know, and how that needs to be fixed. I hate that so fucking much. Anyways, she said something along the lines of, "I'm not going to answer any questions about the Titanfall sequel. I'm sorry." It's okay. I understand. But this is something I'm probably going to make another video about, discussing the possibility of another engine and how it could benefit Titanfall in terms of aesthetics and what they could do. Because the source engine is old as fuck. But plenty of games have been created on a modified source engine. But what I want to know is, can we expect another modified source engine? What you already have just continue to be tweaked and modified. I can't think of another word, so it's a little bit redundant. Continue to be tweaked and modified to look even better. Or are we going to get something completely new? The aesthetics will be the same. It will look the same, but having another engine can really step it up. Are we going to have something that, you know, you have your engine, a new engine, and we get something like Advanced Warfare where it looks exactly the same? I mean, practically. There's no way around it. Or are we going to get something new? That will probably be answered closer to, you know, closer towards the end of development, towards a reveal or something like that. But, you know, it's something that I'm interested in, because I want to know if they're going to use a new engine for this game, or continue to use something that they've already had. When she says they have a base foundation for the game, to me that leads me to believe that they're going to use a modified source engine, which I'm not tripping about that, because I like the way Titanfall looks. It looks good to me. Yeah, there's some things that don't look great. That's every game. I mean, if you seriously go really close up to some like textures and objects, they just don't look good. But that's something that someone like me, I look out for stuff like that. Okay, a new engine, cool. That's gonna be interesting. But if Titanfall comes out in 2 years, 2.5 years total development time, to me, there's no possible way that it's running on a new engine. I don't believe that it will. I do believe that this game will release earlier than I anticipated, which is a cause for concern for me. But that's another video. But thank you guys for watching. A quick conclusion, quick recap. Things to take away. They have an engine. Does that mean a new engine or a continued use of a modified source engine? Number 2. They have a base foundation for Titanfall, the gameplay. So not a whole lot should change from the base core gameplay, which is good because it doesn't really need to change. It's perfect, really, the way it is. The last thing to take away, and probably the most important in this article, is we know what the fans want. So are those 5 things, campaign, game modes, weapons, titans, and abilities, going to get amped up in the next game? That remains to be seen. Guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Charmaine. I will link the article in the description. I'm out. Peace. Have a good day.